Chapter 21. After only cultivating for a few days, Yi Tian was a little distressed. It's not that the progress is slow, but the movements of a martial artist's cultivation are too big. Although there are only 9 movements, every move can shake the air. The room at home is too small, and if you're not careful, you'll break the things in the house. It's time to move. This location is already on the edge of the base. Once a fierce beast breaks into the base, this place will inevitably be attacked first. It's too dangerous to live here. I'm not afraid, but my sister hasn't cultivated yet, so naturally she has no means to resist. In the future, I will definitely go into the wild often, and I'm afraid that I won't be able to protect my sister, so I'll have to move into the small villa area in the center of the base. Yi Tian decided, the small villa area in the center of the base is very safe. Unless the base is breached, it's unlikely to be affected. But the houses there are also super expensive, and any small villa costs 10 million yuan, which ordinary families simply cannot afford. Yi Tian still has more than 2 million yuan on him, plus his status as a martial artist allows him to take out a loan. The bank of the base can lend to him, which is enough to buy a small villa. At noon, Yi Tian discussed with Xiao Yu, I'm going to move into the small villa area in the center of the base. I took a look, the central garden is a good community. Yi Yu's eyes widened. She walked over and touched Yi Tian's forehead. Brother, you don't have a fever, do you? A small villa in the central garden is at least 10 million. That's not a place we can live. Where did you learn this, little girl? Yi Tian flicked lightly at Yi Yu's head and then said with a smile, your brother is rich now. As he spoke, Yi Tian put the 2 gold cards on the table. Here is 2 million, plus your brother. I am a martial artist now, I can take out a loan. Yi Tian held his head high and said proudly, ah, brother, you are a warrior now? Yi Yu was so shocked that she covered her mouth, looking incredulous. She remembered that her brother had only been cultivating for half a year, and he had become a martial artist so quickly. The speed was too fast. Well, I just broke through, but you can't tell anyone else. After all, your brother is such a genius. What if other people are jealous and it's not good for our family? Yi Tian hurriedly said, brother, I promise not to say it. Yi Yu's little head kept nodding. Her eyes were full of joy. She felt very proud to have such a talented brother. In the next few days, Yi Tian went to go through the purchase procedures. In this era, there are no troublesome procedures such as handling real estate certificates. Only a contract needs to be signed, and the small villas are all decorated. But the so-called decoration is very simple in Yi Tian's opinion, similar to the ancient style of small courtyards, and there is no modern villa as Yi Tian imagined. Maybe those big bases can make modern villas, but the coastal base doesn't have this ability, mainly because the cost is too great. The only thing that made Yi Tian a little relieved was that the area of the small villa was quite large. A small courtyard of 50 square meters, 5 rooms, 2 living rooms, and 2 toilets. The total area of the entire villa reached 400 square meters. This is still a small villa in the coastal base, because the coastal base is not short of area. When the base was built, it was built very large, and the entire base is only hundreds of thousands of people, and there are few people to create such a situation. After the villa was bought, Yi Tian began to move. There are not many things at home, and in just half a day, he and his sister officially settled in the small villa in the central garden. However, this villa does not really belong to Yi Tian. Once Yi Tian falls, or is unable to repay the loan, this small villa will be repossessed. Therefore, Yi Tian wanted to repay the loan as soon as possible. But the loan of 8 million yuan is not a small amount. Even if a martial artist wants to make so much money, it will take a long time. If it is an ordinary martial artist, it will take 10 years or even decades to repay. But Yi Tian felt that he didn't need so much time, and with the speed at which he hunted the fierce beasts, it would definitely not take too long to repay these debts. For most of the next half-month, Yi Tian went into the wild every day to hunt fierce beasts. He chose small fierce beasts, and after hunting them, he immediately brought them back to the base. Hunting one a day, the average value of one is 200,000 yuan, and in just half a month, he earned as much as 3 million. Such a crazy hunt for fierce beasts is something that other martial artists dare not do, not because of their strength, but because it's too dangerous. Who dares to guarantee that they will come back alive and safe every time? Most martial artists still don't fight like this. After all, once they encounter a powerful beast, it's too late to escape. But Yi Tian's speed was very fast. He surpassed the late stage of the martial artist in terms of speed in the early stage of the martial artist, coupled with the advantage of the shadow talent, which made him dare to hunt fierce beasts so crazy. After frantically hunting the fierce beasts, Yi Tian was going to rest for a period of time, and he would not leave the base, but instead cultivate with all his strength and increase some strength. In the blink of an eye, another half a month has passed. With sufficient fierce beast blood, coupled with the advantage of advanced cultivation talent, Yi Tian's strength has increased a lot again. He already has a strength of 2,000 caddies, and his skin has been tempered to be very tough, which is enough to block ordinary fine iron weapons. In the words of the previous life, it is enough to resist bullets in the body. It's a pity that there are no bullets in this era. On this day, Yi Tian came to the black market again. He didn't come to sell beast materials, but to buy things. Wu Pavilion. I want to buy a map of the Lake of Death. Yi Tian said. The Lake of Death is located in a lake 10 kilometers away from the coastal base, and there are many fierce beasts around it. The reason why this lake is called this is because there are many terrifying aquatic beasts in the Lake of Death, and it is difficult for even elite warriors to survive, hence the name Lake of Death. The reason why Yi Tian wanted to go to the Lake of Death was because he valued a kind of raw water beast, the lighthouse jellyfish. Before the Genki era, the lighthouse jellyfish was a miniature sea creature, but with the advent of the Genki era, the lighthouse jellyfish underwent a metamorphosis, no longer living in the ocean, and no longer subject to environmental constraints, and the survivability increased greatly. It can be said that the lighthouse jellyfish is an earth creature, not a fierce beast species from the cracks in space. But the strength of the lighthouse jellyfish is also extremely strong. Their size has become many times larger, the size of a human palm, and this creature is difficult to kill. Even if it is a warrior, it is difficult to extinguish the lighthouse jellyfish, and the tentacles of the lighthouse jellyfish can penetrate the body of the warrior. It is said that even elite warriors must flee when they see a group of lighthouse jellyfish, or they will surely die. When he saw the lighthouse jellyfish, Yi Tian valued the ability of the lighthouse jellyfish. He felt that the lighthouse jellyfish must have a talent for healing and recovery. Once he copied it, his survival ability would definitely improve by several grades. Going to the Lake of Death is a bit of an adventure, but the rewards of the adventure are worth it. Chapter 22. There are 10,000 and 100,000 maps of the Lake of Death. Which one does the warrior Sama need? The female clerk asked seriously. Is there any difference? Yi Tian asked. The 10,000-piece map only has a general terrain and simple information, while the 100,000 map has the most detailed information, and even the species and weaknesses of many aquatic beasts in the Lake of Death are introduced, the clerk replied. Give me a map of 100,000 pieces. Yi Tian said. A mere 100,000 yuan is nothing to him, and it is naturally good to know a little more about the Lake of Death, so that many dangers can be avoided. After paying 100,000 yuan, Yi Tian got the map of the Lake of Death, and immediately bought some healing medicine. The 3 bottles of Qingyuan liquid purchased before are the best among the healing liquids, and now 1 bottle has been used. There's no need to buy this level of healing liquid, but you can buy a little more medicine that can treat minor injuries. After all, it's too wasteful to use up Qingyuan liquid for a small injury. After the things were purchased, Yi Tian told Yi Yu and left the Linhai base. 10 kilometers is not easy to walk. Yi Tian was careful and it took him more than half a day to come to the Lake of Death. Boom! Not far away, the sound of battle was heard. Someone. Yi Tian was a little surprised. The Lake of Death is a relatively dangerous place, and it is far away from the coastal base. So even elite warriors don't need to travel so far to hunt fierce beasts. How can a warrior appear here? Be careful, Yi Tian said darkly. Warriors can coexist peacefully in the coastal base, but not necessarily in the wild, and it is not uncommon for each other to fight for resources. He walked slowly, barely making a sound, and walked towards the Lake of Death. The topography of the Lake of Death is somewhat peculiar, surrounded by mountains, with a huge lake in the middle. But the surrounding mountains are not very high, and can only be described as small slopes. And for Yi Tian, the only advantage is that there are more trees on the hillside and a lot of dark places, so it is suitable for him to use the shadow talent to hide his figure. Soon, the figures of a group of people appeared in Yu Tian's sight. He hid in the darkness, watching closely. It's her. Yu Tian saw a shadow, and it was Yu Ling whom he saw in the martial pavilion. Yu Ling and the others were fighting with a group of fierce beasts not far from the Lake of Death, and the battle was very fierce. Giant crocodile beast. Yu Tian saw the appearance of the fierce beast clearly, and was stunned for a moment. These giant crocodile beasts were 10 meters away, obviously intermediate-level fierce beasts, and the giant crocodile leading one was so large that it was 20 meters tall, and its body moved as if it were shaking by an earthquake. High-level fierce beasts. Yu Tian was 100% sure that the leader of the giant crocodile must be a high-level fierce beast, equivalent to the level of a great martial artist among martial artists. The one who fights with a high-level fierce beast is an old man, who can fight with a high-level fierce beast without winning or losing, and his cultivation must have reached the level of a great martial artist. 10 elite martial artists plus 1 great martial artist, and these martial artists are vaguely surrounding Yu Ling. They should be Yu Ling's guards. It's strange. What is such a powerful team doing in the Lake of Death? Could it be that the Lake of Death has what Yu Ling needs? Yu Tian pondered. He continued to look and did not show up. At this moment, a figure rushed out of the Lake of Death, a middle-aged warrior, with his feet on the surface of the lake, showing no signs of sinking at all, and the clothes on his body were all dry. About the gift of water? Yu Tian guessed. Such a talent is very convenient in the water, but Yu Tian has no interest in copying. What he wants to copy most at the moment is the talent of the lighthouse jellyfish. Miss, it's here, let's go! The middle-aged warrior shouted in panic. The middle-aged martial artist's speed was very fast, and he came to the shore in a blink of an eye, and hurriedly handed over a thing to Yu Ling. Because the speed was too fast, Yu Tian was far away, and he didn't see what it was, but it was obviously a great treasure. Maybe it was the reason why Yu Ling and the others came here. Suddenly, the Lake of Death surged, and a huge crocodile rushed out of the lake. Its huge body was like an ancient dragon crocodile, and the coercion spread to a radius of thousands of meters, and even Yu Tian felt the air become viscous. I'll go. What kind of monster did they provoke? This is an existence above a high-level fierce beast, right? Yu Tian said in horror. At this time, he finally understood. That high-level fierce beast giant crocodile is not a leader at all, just a squad leader, and the giant crocodile that appears now is the real leader. Miss, it's a top-level fierce beast, let's stop it, you leave first. The old man's expression changed drastically. Let's go. Yu Ling gritted his teeth and said. It's too late. The old man despaired. They didn't expect this situation at all. This was just a remote area, but there was a top-level fierce beast. This is a powerful fierce beast that only a grandmaster can deal with. He is just a great martial artist, plus that middle-aged man at the level of a great martial artist. There are only 2 great martial artists in total. Where can he resist the top fierce beasts? Boom! An elite martial artist did not hesitate to rush towards the top fierce beast giant crocodile, and launched a suicide attack one after another. And the old man pushed Yu Ling far away, and immediately formed the last barrier with the middle-aged man. Yu Ling glanced at it and knew that he had no way to save the others, so he had to leave, otherwise they would all die here. But Yu Ling wanted to go, and the other giant crocodiles didn't want Yu Ling to go. One by one, the giant crocodiles chased after Yu Ling, but Yu Ling didn't dare to stop at all, desperately fleeing. Such a fast speed, such a powerful strength. Yu Ling's cultivation should be the pinnacle of an elite martial artist, and he can easily kill me in seconds. Yu Tian judged. No matter how powerful Yu Ling was, it was difficult to beat such a group of giant crocodiles, and her guards couldn't stop the top-level fierce beasts at all, so she didn't have much time to buy. So, Yu Ling was desperate. Boom! A momentum belonging to a great martial artist erupted from Yu Ling's body. She used a secret technique and forcibly made her strength reach that of a great martial artist. This is only a temporary ascension. Once the arcane time has passed, she will definitely fall into a state of weakness, and at that point she will be dead. Die! Yu Ling pierced the head of a giant crocodile with a sword, and kicked a giant crocodile away, and his combat effectiveness was outstanding. But there were too many giant crocodiles, and soon she was knocked away by a giant crocodile and suffered injuries on her body. Chase all the way, run all the way. Soon, Yu Ling was heavily injured, and the number of giant crocodiles that came after him was also scarce. I don't know how far she fled. There was no giant crocodile behind Yu Ling, but her injuries were already very serious. Suddenly, Yu Ling's expression changed. It's not good. It's time for the secret technique. Then she despaired. This is the wilderness. She has not yet reached a safe area, and when the time for the secret art comes, she will inevitably be visibly weak and unconscious, and then a random beast will be enough to kill her. Before she could think of a solution, her consciousness fell unconscious, and she fell to the ground. At the moment when she was unconscious, she seemed to see a figure appear beside her.